School Committee meeting of November 13th, 2025. The public can also access this meeting via WebEx technology. The Burlington High School Building Committee will hear public comments in person and virtually. Meetings are also broadcast live on BCAT, and video and audio recordings are being made. The meeting of the Burlington High School Building Committee will be held in person and at the location provided in this notice. Members of the public are welcome to attend this in-person meeting. Please note that while an option for remote attendance is being provided as a courtesy to the public, the meeting hearing will not be suspended or terminated if technology problems interrupt the virtual broadcast unless otherwise required by law. Members of the public with particular interest in any specific item of this agenda should make plans for in-person versus virtual attendance accordingly. If you are participating remotely, please identify yourself by typing your name on the screen in advance and verbally once you are identified to speak. We request you turn on your camera. Comments and statements are limited to 3 minutes. Let's please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, before we get started again, I just want to thank everybody again for your dedication and being part of this committee. You know, we have an important day coming up, and everyone go out and vote, and we'll hope for the positive. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get to our first item on the agenda, which is public participation. I see we have someone in the room. Would you like to come up? Please identify yourself, and let me get my timer. Is it green? All right, and
Oh, there we go. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Michelle Smith, and I'm a BHS parent. This is the first SBC meeting I've attended. I guess you could say I've been cramming for the test. I'm here mostly to say thank you. I've now spent many hours going through the BHS building project site over the past few weeks, and I'm impressed by all that you've accomplished, including all the options and the community input that you considered to come up with what I think is the best possible plan, given the quirks of the BHS plot of land and where it's situated in the town. And I know volunteering for this committee is a big time commitment, time that in many cases you spend away from your own kids or from your studies to make sure that all kids in Burlington will have a safe and modern high school. I went on the building tour last Wednesday with Christy, who I know is a VHS grad, and Neil, a maintenance manager and also a member of this committee. And I came away really impressed with how hard the facilities team is working to keep this old building going, and impressed with the thoughtfulness the building project team put into creative solutions that will let us build modern academic spaces with natural light, renovate the parts of the building where it makes sense, and keep the overall student impact to just a few months without access to the auditorium. My kids will be here during construction, and I'm glad that they'll be in their regular classrooms, separated from active construction rather than in portable classrooms. I care a lot about public infrastructure and civic responsibility, so when I started paying close attention to this project 6 weeks ago, I was already a likely yes voter. But the work that you all have done, including the hours that you spent answering my many questions and those of other residents, in some cases, Terry even calling me up to make sure that he understood exactly what my concerns were, have turned me into an advocate for this project, one who was motivated to come out to the high school to speak to all of you tonight. So again, thank you. No matter how things turn out after the vote on November 15th, thank you so much for your service to the town.
thank you.
Thanks, Michelle.
Is there anyone online? Okay.
Where's Bobby? No Bobby tonight.
Michelle? You're good to go?
All right, Michelle Huntoon, I'm a town meeting member for Precinct 1, getting a little echo. And I have been doing a lot of organizing as, you know, the chair of the Say Yes to BHS committee to try to reinforce and advocate for all of the hard work that the building committee has done. So just want to echo the previous speaker's comments about, being very grateful to the involvement of everyone who's put in countless hours, energy. It's a bit exhausting, and we're close to the finish line. I am feeling very optimistic, and I just want to kind of put out there that, a yes vote, which I hope the majority of the town will give us, is a path forward. It's, a vision for the future. It is a solution to our high school and what Burlington can be. I know there are a lot of people who are screaming into the void about why they want to vote no, but I'm hearing more and more people in a unified voice who are going to vote yes. Because they don't want any more delays. They don't want the vague promises of, we'll do it when we can afford it, or we'll try to find a better plan, or let's start from scratch, or we don't need a high school. I think those ideas and those statements are very short-sighted and disappointing. And I am here to just reinforce the support that this committee has, that this project has, and to ask anyone who might be paying attention, and hopefully, I think a lot more people are paying attention over the past month or so than we had previously, that a yes vote is a vote for something certain. It's a vote for a clear future, a clear project. A no vote is a vote for ambiguity. It's a vote for who knows what, and there's no path forward. And for people who are sick of the election and the bickering and all the craziness, a no vote just gets you another round of that. So I really hope that Burlington comes through for the kids, for the teachers, and for their fellow taxpayers and residents. And I think that everything that's been done by everyone involved in this project has, should be appreciated. And I hope that you all feel that you do have our support as members of this, community. And here's hoping that we get to move this project forward come Saturday.
Thank you. Anybody else? No other hands up? Did Eric join yet? I can't see all the names. Okay. All right, let's go ahead. Don't see anyone else with a hand up online, and there's nobody else in the audience, so we'll go ahead and move on to the next item. Approval of the October 16th, 2025 meeting minutes. Anyone want to make a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? And we did make the changes that you had asked for, Martha. So I think we're good on that. So I'm going to go ahead and take a vote. Chris?
Yes.
Jeremy? Okay. Megan?
Yes.
Melissa? Massardo?
We needed to be unmuted.
Yep,
Yes.
unmute her. Yep. I'm sorry, Melissa, we just unmuted you.
Yes.
Thank you.
I think we also had one person with their physical hand up in the audience that I don't think, if after this we can.
Person, we'll take a look again. Lisa?
Yes, and her name was Carrie Callahan, and she's been raising her hand.
Okay.
So,
Oh, okay.
We'll finish the vote and we'll go back to Carrie. Okay. Mimi? Are you yes or no? Hold on, we're trying to unmute you. I'm sorry, Mimi?
okay. Yeah, yes.
Okay. Bob Kuhn is not here, right? No. Okay. Doug?
Yes.
And Neil?
Yes.
Gail?
Abstain.
And Martha?
Yes.
And Zach?
Yes.
Yes. And the chair is a yes, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 yeses, 1 abstention, and no nos. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go back to the public participation for Carrie.
Is she unmuted?
Hi, everybody. So sorry about that. I didn't know how to raise my hand.
No problem.
So what I was saying, thinking was, for me, it really comes down to the fact that we're going to be paying either way for our support for the Yes to BHS. The HVAC system is going to fail, and when it does, we will be looking at a $300 million repair bill with no plan in place for where students will go during construction and still no new school to show for it. Or we can invest in a new high school, one that's thoroughly planned and thoughtfully planned, designed to minimize disruption for our kids and build to meet the needs of both today and tomorrow's students. I understand the financial concerns. It's a lot of money. I'm on one income myself. My husband is our sole provider. And my home's not worth $1 million either. But I still believe that our children deserve a safe, modern school where they can truly learn and thrive. To me, it's simple. This project, it's not a luxury. It's a necessity. And we can either face the cost now or face an even higher one later once inflation and tariffs drive prices up. I know not everyone sees it the same way, but we're all neighbors and we all vote based on what we think is best. But from my perspective, the bottom line is clear. Burlington needs a new high school and it needs to happen now. Thank you to our town meeting, our school committee, our select and planning boards, and my comrades at the Yes to BHS committee, and for all the hard work. And I hope everybody chooses to vote yes on Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else we missed?
No hands on mine.
Okay, great. So we can go ahead and move to the next item, which is invoices for approval, and I will pass this over to you, Melissa.
Sure thing. Does anyone have, I can't see the room so well. Everyone, Chris and Megan are in there, so we got all five.
I'll make a motion to approve Doran Whittier invoice number 24, October 2025, in the amount of $18,000.
Second.
All right, I'll go ahead and.
Any question? Mrs. Bond,
Yes.
Ms. Nevoychuk,
Yes.
Ms. Monaco,
Yes.
Mr. Brooks.
Aye.
I vote yes, passed 5-0.
Next.
Second motion?
Motion to approve Lithocraft invoice number 37987, dated October 21st, 2025, in the amount of $4,934.03 for the printing and mailing of the special election info postcards sent from the SBC on October 29th, 2025.
Second.
Any questions? All right, Mrs. Bond,
What?
She called your name.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Ms. Nevoychuk,
Yes.
Ms. Monaco,
Yes.
Mr. Brooks.
Aye.
Chair votes yes, 5-0.
All right. I think that was it as far as the invoices are concerned. So community outreach update is what's next?
First, we have a couple amendments to approve.
Oh, okay.
So those are the two on the screen. We have amendment number 2 and amendment number 3. And if you go to the next slide, it'll give a
Sure, I can do that for you, Nick. No problem.
gives a rundown of what's going on in both of them. So the first amendment, amendment number 2, addresses some reallocation of funds. It's $8,600, and it's moving from the extra
guess so.
services category
Yes.
to the
The whole group.
feasibility study category. And there's no change to the total fee from TAP A. It's just changing the feasibility study from $300,000 to $308,600, and then extra services decreases from $200,000 to $191,400. And this has been reflected in our project budget dashboard throughout the course of the project. And it's been reflected on pretty much all of TAP A's invoices throughout the project. It's just a chance for us to get it solidified in paperwork here. Amendment number 3 is addressing the crediting of unused funds in the extra services category. And it also adds additional reimbursable services to the other budget category, which is the $100,000 that was allocated to the SBC for discretionary expenses. So you can see the extra services is dropping from 191,400 to 164,120, as there's a crediting of 27,280 for unused funds in this category. And then the other reimbursable expenses sum to 44,928 and 13 cents. And those are just reimbursable expenses that have been accumulated throughout TAPA's work in the feasibility study. So this amendment number 3 results in a total savings of 27,280, as the 45,000, I'll call it, is being expensed towards the $100,000 that's already allocated for the SBC. And then we got a budget summary on the screen now. I'd say the most important thing is what I outlined in the red box. You can see that Doran Whittier has no money left remaining in the contract, except the 30,000, or there's 36,000 remaining in the contract, as October and November invoices haven't been filed into the system yet, but that'll drop to 0. TAPA has the 27,280 in savings due to the unused funds that I mentioned. And then the other budget category has $1,000 remaining, or just under 1,100 out of the 100,000, and that consists of 58,000 for the reimbursable services, as there was a previous amendment number 1 that was about $13,000, and then this amendment number 3, that's the total there. And then there's just under 32,000 for Consigli's pre-construction services, just under 5,000 for the special election postcard that we sent out a few weeks ago, and then just under 4,000 for the project videos from Cartoon EDU. So you can see that the total savings results in $28,362.84 out of the $1.5 million that was allocated for the feasibility study.
Thank you. And Melissa, there is a motion that needs to be made for the amendments for approval. I believe this falls under school committee to vote.
Okay. Do you want to make the motion?
I'll make the motion to approve TAPA Amendment 002 for the allocation of funds from extra services to feasibility study.
Second.
Was that a second? I think I heard.
Yeah, Chris seconded it.
Okay. Questions on these? Ms. Bond?
Yes.
Ms. Wojcik?
Yes.
Ms. Monaco?
Yes.
Mr. Brooks?
Aye.
And chair votes aye. So Amendment 2 passes 5-0.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve TAPA Amendment 003 for additional reimbursement services and the crediting of unused extra services funds.
Second.
Any questions? All right, Ms. Bond?
Yes.
Ms. Wojcik?
Yes.
Ms. Monaco?
Yes.
Mr. Brooks?
Aye.
Chair votes yes, 5-0.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
All right, we did the budget update, and now we can go to community outreach.
So thank you, Catherine, and I just have a text here from Eric. He's still out at this conference.
Okay.
So I think he's having trouble dialing in, so I don't expect him to join. So can you guys hear me? Yeah. So on community outreach, I mean, I think many of you are aware of a lot of activities that have gone on, not just the ones here on the screen, but just generally in town, and engagement with members of the community that have submitted questions. And so I can assure you we've answered several hundred questions that have come in, and a lot of thoughtful questions, and provided a ton of information that I think has been shared. Obviously, the project website now is a little overwhelming in terms of the quantity of information, but certainly if folks are looking for information quickly, I would highly recommend going to the FAQ page and running through all those questions, because that's probably going to answer a question for you, but you certainly can dive into the countless reports that are on there, but they're very dense, I would call them, and I think the FAQs try and simplify and provide the information that folks typically are looking for. So for people that are trying to do a crash course and haven't spent 6 weeks in school, that's where I would go in terms of, you know, determining your position on this project for Saturday's vote. What I will say is we did, the one event I will highlight were the walkthroughs. I'd say over the course of those 2 days, we probably had a little over 100 people that came in, and I think we had folks that had been in the building numerous times. We had folks that attended school here decades ago. We had new residents that had never been in here. And so I think it was a great way to kind of demonstrate what existing conditions were. It was covered by BCAT. That's another source of information for members of the public. There is a ton on BCAT that I would encourage folks to watch. And so, you know, for the most part, I think we've done what we could to educate the public.
Thank you. Anyone else want to add anything, or? Okay. So the next is the work plan update.
Yep, so I think, you know, both Christy, Chris, David, you know, we're here, Nick. You know, I'm hopeful for a successful vote on Saturday, and what I can tell you is if that happens, your team will be going to work Monday morning. And there is quite a bit to do to meet the project schedule where, you know, I don't say we, he has to design it, and she needs to figure out how to build it, and I'll help them as much as I can. But there's a lot of work. So specifically on Doran Whittier's side of things, we have to get a bunch of contract amendments in place for both TAP A and ourselves. We have to work with town council, John Denizio, and members of the committee to agree contracts for Consigli with the town and ourselves. We are going to, you know, the next meeting will be somewhat fulsome in terms of, on our end, really laying out the schedule of how this is going to play out over the course of the next 3.5 years, reviewing the plans that these guys are going to come up with. You know, I will say we've all worked together before, and I think we have a really good collaborative, team-oriented approach to things, and I think hopefully you've seen that in how we interact with each other. I really enjoy working with these guys, and I think it's mutual. They haven't told me otherwise yet. But the other thing we'll also provide is a budget and a cash flow, because what Ways and Means and what John Denizio are gonna need, they need to understand the flow of funds, which, you know, follows, we'll call it an S-curve, where yes, we're gonna be burning money next year at a much greater pace, but that goes, and then you hit construction, and it will go up even more. But we'll demonstrate that. We have tools that Doug kind of show on a month-to-month basis, dollars out, and so it gives you a cash flow so that you can, from a bonding perspective, figure out what you want to do.
Sure.
So that's what we'll be doing, and then I will stop there. And Chris, do you want to let them know what you're going to be doing?
Yeah, so we have a lot to do to remobilize in the team, and so we have a lot of, TAP A has our in-house team, but, you know, upwards of 40% of everything that comes out of our office is from outside of our office, and so we have to coordinate all the teams of engineers and everybody. We have to schedule all of the final investigations for the site and, you know, hazardous materials and stuff like that. Now that we know the project's going forward, we go in depth on everything that we've left at a certain schematic level. And then do all the pre-construction things. There's a lot to get mobilized with the Consigli team. We, you know, start organizing all of that and, you know, getting it ready to launch. And so there's quite a bit of effort on that front. So we want the last couple weeks of November, the holiday included, to be that sort of prep and get ready to go. And then December 1st, you know, come December, we're running really fast. So, and it's going to be that way through the rest of the year. so.
Christie?
Yeah, for us, one of the key things that we need to reevaluate is phasing and do a deeper dive into some of the assumptions that we made in our initial proposal. And we proposed to establish a phasing task force with Dorn Whittier, TAPE, members from the high school administration, and the operations team, to just be sure that we're incorporating key events and anything that takes place at the high school. It's also going to be important that we make some decisions and have a consensus on phasing so that TAPE can incorporate any phasing requirements into their design development documents as they can continue to detail the project. And then lastly, we want to look for some opportunities in the summer of 2026 to do any additional exploratory work. And that could be anything to help inform our plan or to inform the overall design. So that's something that we'll continue to evaluate in the coming months.
Thank you. Good, all right. Might be a fast meeting. Next item is other topics not reasonably anticipated in the last 48 hours.
I'll just say one. I want to echo the comments of the public. You know, you guys have worked really hard. And, you know, this is meeting 25. And hopefully we get the right result. We've all worked really hard, and you should be proud of yourselves. So thank you.
Well, thank you, and thank you for all you have done, too. It's been, especially the past few weeks, it's been a lot of questions that have come in on the contact us, and you guys have all done a great job in getting back to me, to get back to people when I've been able to respond, and when I haven't been able to due to work, you've been able to respond on my behalf, which I really appreciate. So again, this has been a really good team to work with, and let's hope that we will be able to continue to work together in the very near future. So the next item up is upcoming meetings, which we hope we'll have. That will be December 11th at 6:30. And then we'll just continue to meet at the same time thereafter.
Second Thursdays, I mean, you should also expect, you know, assuming there's a positive vote, working with these folks, we're going to have, Chris is going to have a fairly detailed work plan that will identify what we need from working groups and the administration and the school. Like, there's a lot, but we don't need to bog that down here. Let's just focus on Saturday, and if we're scheduling those meetings, that's a good thing.
Okay, thank you. All right. Anybody else? I'm going to give everyone a chance to talk. Anybody online from our group that would like to say anything? Again, I want to thank you all for all the time that you've dedicated. So, all right, I guess I'd get a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good. This motion.
Aye.
Meeting is ended.